gold.
Over there.
Uncharted Drake's Fortune is a third-person action-adventure game. We were inspired by the classic pulp action-adventure stories from like the 1920s to 1950s, but we wanted to do a modern-day contemporary version of that genre.
What strikes me about Uncharted is the amazing animations. Can you tell us a little bit about the detail that's gone into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the power of the PlayStation 3 and any next-generation hardware really is going to provide everybody increase in the graphical fidelity just through the number of polygons you can push and the kind of pixel shaders you can use. But we wanted our animation to keep up with that increase in fidelity as well. I mean, if the characters aren't moving realistically and we don't have that natural human motion, it's really going to stand out and break the illusion. Our main character is named Nathan Drake. The surname Drake comes from Sir Francis Drake. Our hero believes to be a descendant of the 16th century English privateer Sir Francis Drake. But history books say that he died childless, so he's kind of trying to prove his lineage, at the same time hunting down the treasure that Sir Francis Drake has left behind. Something that we wanted to do at Naughty Dog was combine the two elements of the rigid body, human-made construction and the very organic nature of the jungle, and we wanted to juxtapose those two elements together. So in all of our environments we're going to have this ancient Spanish ruined architecture joined together with the lush jungle environments which you've seen in the early demos, but that's going to expand a lot more as you explore the rest of the island and you see monasteries and churches and libraries that have just been completely overtaken by the jungle, and it really creates an interesting dynamic with our gunplay and engaging with the enemies.
Speaking of the Sixaxis, how do you plan to use that in Uncharted?
Yeah, well, we're trying to layer it in subtle ways. We aren't trying to hit you over the head with it. We're trying to really let it emphasize the traditional stick control, but also use it to enhance movement through our vehicle control, as well as we've got some balancing mechanics as you're going across some narrow ledges. You've got to use Sixaxis to maintain the character's balance. And then we're also using it to enhance your aiming ability with things like grenades. So instead of just aiming directly at something, you can determine whether it's going to be a lob throw or a sort of more of a line drive based on how you've tilted the Sixaxis controller.
So you just told me that you're going to localize the game to Scandinavian countries. Why did you make that decision?
That's something that Naughty Dog's always like to do, is put all of our languages on one disc, really give people the opportunity to experience the game in many, many languages. So this time around with Uncharted, we're going to be localizing the game into all the Scandinavian languages. We've got over 13 languages actually we're going to be translating the game into, including all the Asian languages as well.
That is something that can only be possible with Blu-ray, I would expect.
Absolutely. The Blu-ray has just made it a lot easier for us to develop. It makes us not have to worry about storage and not have to take extra efforts to fit everything onto one disc. I mean, the next generation development has just increased our data size enormously between our high-definition movies, our uncompressed high-definition audio, and just all the game assets. It just never would fit on a DVD. I mean, the demos we have here at E3 already won't fit on dual-layer DVDs, so I mean, we are really freed up by the use of the Blu-ray disc format.
So what kind of experience have you taken from the Jak and Daxter games into Uncharted?
We're relying on a lot of our traditional elements that we've done in Jak and Daxter games, the puzzle elements, the traditional platforming elements, but then we're combining that with some really just hard-hitting, two-fisted, hand-to-hand combat, as well as the pulse-pounding gunplay that you guys have seen in the jungle as well.
If you were to choose a favorite moment in the game, something to tell someone else about, what would that moment be?
Yeah, well, it's back to the animation and the fluidity of the movement. I mean, we really wanted to incorporate the best of what we know how to do with character action games and platforming with the traversal mechanics, but we also wanted to combine the intense third-person shooter elements as well, and the way they can move and collaborate and join together between each other is something really exciting. You can be running and jumping and finding special places to attack your enemies from, and then just right moving into hand-to-hand combat. It's just it's the combination of everything that we're putting into the game that really excites me.
One question that I guess is on every reader's or viewer's mind is when are we going to get another Jak and Daxter game?
Jak and Daxter's got a place in our hearts, and we can't wait to get back to it, but the PlayStation 3 has really just opened up a wealth of opportunity to us, really. I mean, we felt in the past restricted by the hardware to doing stylized games, but now with PlayStation 3 we feel like we can do realism and stylized equally as well.
So that's wait and see, or?
That's a wait and see. I mean, I can't wait to get back to it, but right now we're focused on Uncharted, and we got some ideas, but Uncharted is our focus right now. We're really excited about home and embracing all of the aspects of what that offers us. So we're looking to provide a lot of trophies and specialized environments within home that take advantage of the franchise Uncharted. So it's really exciting using the PlayStation Network. And then at the press conference this year, I was just blown away by the games that were offered on the network platform, between the big blockbuster titles like Warhawk and SOCOM, but also the really, really fantastic and interesting games like Echochrome. I mean, I just can't wait to get my hands on that.
So is that something that you at Naughty Dog think like, oh, we can do a short game or a small game in between like the big major projects?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, one of the most difficult things for a developer like Naughty Dog and any team that has just a lot of people on it, you were getting up to the 70, 80, or 100 plus people. As you're making a transition to the next game, it's very difficult to be prepared and have everybody have something to work on immediately. So having something like the PlayStation Network available to us so that we can sort of do smaller type projects to keep people busy while we're preparing for our next game or our sequel, it's a really nice advantage.
Now that we're at the Sony party here with all the other first-party titles, could you tell us if there's any other games that excite you a little bit extra?
Well, I'm really excited about Little Big Planet. I mean, that's a game that, you can just sink many, many hours into. I mean, the user-created content is just something so exciting. I mean, it's something that you can share with your friends and just really geek out and just spend hours and hours creating your own levels and designing your own environments.
So when can we play Uncharted, when it's out?
Uncharted Drake's Fortune will be available this holiday season, this year.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.